Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to break down a really powerful, science-backed way you can coach your child through their biggest, toughest emotions.
So, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? Your child has to do something that feels a little scary, or maybe just overwhelming, and they do everything they can to get out of it. We're talking refusing to go to a birthday party or having a total meltdown before a test at school.
If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. But the great news is, you can become your child's most effective coach in learning how to handle these feelings. And we're going to show you exactly how.
Okay, first things first. We need to understand why our natural instinct to help our kids avoid scary things can sometimes backfire. It's what we call the avoidance trap.
All right, let's look at what's going on inside your child's brain. Check out this graph. When they're in a situation that feels scary, their emotion level, that red line, shoots way up. But the second they escape or avoid it, look what happens. It just plummets. And that sudden drop feels amazing. It feels like relief.
But here's the catch, right? That short-term relief accidentally teaches a long-term lesson, that the only way to handle that big feeling is to run away from it. And over time, this can actually make their world feel smaller and smaller.
So how do we break that cycle? Well, we're going to introduce a totally different approach. Think of it like a little science experiment that you and your child can try together.
Now, situational emotion exposure sounds super technical, I know, but all it really means is helping your child slowly and safely face the things that bring up those big feelings, instead of running from them. The whole point is to learn that feelings, even the really uncomfortable ones, aren't dangerous. They're just feelings, and they pass.
So why on earth does this work? Well, it's because of a really cool feature our brains have, and it's called habituation. This is the secret sauce.
This slide shows it all so clearly. On the left, you've got the avoidance curve we saw before, that quick escape. But look at the curve on the right. When your child stays in this situation, yeah, the feeling still peaks, but then something kind of amazing happens. It starts to come down all by itself, no escape necessary.
It's just like jumping into a cold swimming pool, right? At first, it's a huge shock. But if you hang in there for a minute, your body gets used to it, and it stops feeling so cold. That's habituation. Your brain and body literally just get used to the feeling, and it fades.
And here's the best part. The more your child practices, the easier it gets. You can see it right here in these curves. With every little experiment, that peak of anxiety gets lower, and it goes away faster. It's like building a muscle. So you're really getting a powerful 1-2 punch here. First, their body adapts through habituation. And second, their brain gets a crucial reality check. They learn that the terrible thing they were so worried about, like a dog jumping on them or everyone laughing, usually doesn't even happen.
Okay, now that you know the why, let's get into the how. Here is your official parent coaching playbook, your game plan for running these experiments.
A little prep work goes a long way. So, before you start, sit down together. Help them pick a challenge that's manageable. Not a 10 out of 10 on the scary scale, maybe more like a 3 or 4. Plan out the details, get your stuff ready, and then ask that key question. What's the worst thing you're worried will happen?
When it's go time, your job is to be their biggest cheerleader. Encourage them to stick with it. And hey, if it's just too hard, that's okay. Just find a way to make it a little easier. Afterwards, that's when you do the debrief. So, did that scary thing actually happen? And no matter what, celebrate their effort. They were brave, and that's huge.
And a tool like this emotional behavior form can be a game changer. It helps you keep track of all your little experiments so you can both look back and see the amazing progress they're making over time.
All right, finally, let's talk about maybe the most important tool you have in your coaching toolkit. And it's one you're using every single day, whether you realize it or not. It's you.
Your kids are always watching. They're little detectives, and they're learning how to handle stress, frustration, and worry by seeing how you handle it.
Now, the source material points out a really important difference here. There's what we might call excessive modeling, like losing your cool every time you're in traffic, and then there's healthy modeling, which shows your child that feeling big emotions is totally normal and that we have tools to manage them.
And healthy modeling is as simple as 1, 2, 3. You just narrate what's happening for you out loud. First, label it. I'm feeling really frustrated because we're running late. 2, validate it. It's okay to feel this way. And 3, use a skill. I'm just going to take a deep breath. You're giving them a live tutorial on how to handle life.
And this is the core message, isn't it? This is what you're teaching them both through their own experiments and by watching you, that emotions are just like clouds in the sky. They might be stormy sometimes, but they're not dangerous, and they always, always pass.
So remember, you don't have to be a perfect parent. You just have to be a present coach. By stepping into this role, you are giving your child an incredible gift, the gift of resilience, and that's something they'll have for the rest of their lives.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's one small, totally manageable science experiment you and your child could try this week? It doesn't have to be a huge deal. Maybe it's just asking for a napkin at a restaurant. The whole journey starts with one single step.